I'm Ed McCulley, Director of Real Estate Development for Habitat for Humanity Philadelphia. And we develop affordable home ownership for first-time home buyers in Philadelphia. And so all of Habitat new construction homes are already Energy Star certified, which means they have increased levels of insulation, improved indoor air quality, higher standards of energy efficiency. And so solar was something we'd long considered, but was just kind of it was a little beyond what we were able to afford on these units. And so we were approached generously by an anonymous donor who asked us if we would consider solar. It would be a perfect fit for our families. Additionally, further reduction in their energy bills is something that we strive for. And so these 5 units that we installed the solar on were a perfect opportunity for us to kind of make that leap from already kind of pushing the envelope in terms of our energy efficiency to take it to the next level. Well, price obviously was one. I think in addition to that, we were looking for somebody who would be willing to consider an extended warranty, workmanship warranty on the units, so that we could kind of ensure for our families that they would have no issues in the long run with maintenance related to the solar panels. So that was something that we were heavily considering. And then the other thing was the location of these particular units is in a neighborhood called Strawberry Mansion in Philadelphia, where they had recently passed a historic zoning overlay. And so what that means is that there are certain design standards that we had to adhere to, and one of which is any exterior mounted utility equipment needed to be obscured by either fencing or shrubbery, or in our case, it was this kind of black metal screen that we had installed. Anything that we did on the exterior related to the electric meter and any additional stuff related to the solar needed to be kind of obscured behind these black metal screens that we'd already ordered. And so with the solar, there's some equipment, there's an inverter and there's a shutoff switch and some other things that need to be kind of like mounted on the house on the exterior. And so we were looking for an installer who would be willing to kind of work with us on around that design and kind of that nuance. How can we fit all the equipment on the building without having to change the size of these screens? And so those were sort of the 3 things that we were really looking for. Again, it was price, warranty, and then the design. Initially, I saw their billboard on 476 whenever I was driving down the highway, but they had already kind of written them down as like, I should reach out to them. But then we reached out to the Philadelphia Energy Authority to find out they have a solar program and sort of trying to get recommendations of partners that they work with. And Exact was already one of their sort of certified installers. And so that was how we kind of landed on reaching out to Exact for a proposal. Their team they were competitive in price. They offered that extended warranty, and they were willing to work with us and come up with a creative solution for that design problem that we were trying to resolve. These are 5 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 2-story row homes. And so each one is anywhere from 7 to 10 panels on it. Production from those should reduce energy bills by up to 75% based on, again, the elevated energy efficiency of the homes. They're all electric already. And so the solar panels will greatly contribute to reducing those energy bills. Again, they incorporated a design that had the inverter on the roof instead of on the front of the building. And so that was kind of benefit for us. And then they were able to do some nice things like painting the conduit on the front to match the siding, so it sort of blends right in. I would say overall, it was pretty seamless. We were well into construction whenever we started the process of soliciting proposals for the solar. And so the Exact was able to come in kind of towards the end of the project. At that point, we had already selected the homeowners and matched them, and they were kind of in the process of buying their homes. And so we were able to make that introduction with the Exact installers to the homeowners, and they were able to answer any questions that the homeowners might have had as they were kind of preparing for this new homeownership journey. And even for me, in sort of managing the project all along, Exact was very helpful in kind of just explaining, okay, here's what's going to happen next, here's what's going to happen next. So it was pretty seamless and and smooth overall. One thing that was great was that they were really proactive in reaching out to the families and explaining any questions that the families had, and in terms of organizing and coordinating the actual install. Some of that had to happen after we'd already transferred the ownership of the units to our home buyers. And so it's kind of a unique thing where Habitat initially reached out and contracted with Exact, and then halfway through we sort of sold the homes to somebody else, and Exact all along was like really willing to kind of work with both us and then the new client, the homeowner, and was communicating very clearly to all parties involved about what the process was and when they'd be out there and when panels were installed, when we got our permission to operate. And so everything was, I think the communication was really great. I know that the panels were just fired up I think a couple weeks ago, so I know that the families are really excited about it. The whole premise of going solar was the homes that Habitat builds, we have prioritized energy efficiency because that reduces long-term maintenance, that reduces long-term costs, and it increases the affordability and the equity that our families get in these homes. And so by incorporating solar into the design, increases their equity in the value of their home, and it also decreases their cost to live in it. And I think because we are developing home ownership opportunities for lower income families in Philadelphia, that pairing of higher value, lower cost to live in it is most essential for our families who are living in Habitat homes. And so I think that the value represented by the solar is just, it's hard to quantify. We estimate that it's going to be a 75% reduction in their energy bills, and it's going to vary from family to family and how many people are living in each individual unit. But given the higher efficiency appliances that we have installed there and the increased insulation and insulation levels and everything that comes with kind of these sort of Energy Star homes, I believe that the solar panels paired with that will have a significant reduction in their bills. Through this process, I have learned it is very accessible, and the folks, at least who partner with the Philadelphia Energy Authority that we talked to, Exact being one of them, but all of those installers were so ready to and prepared to answer questions, and it really felt like, for us all along, a partnership. And it was not a scary process in any way. It was very straightforward and pretty seamless all in all. And there's a lot of opportunities for reducing the cost through tax credits and things, and rebates. And so I think that, and all of the installers are willing to kind of walk you through that process too. And so I just would say that it is not some kind of future technology for another day. It's available now, and it is easy to access.